Yeah, thank God for the whistleblowers.
That's the takeaway from California Assemblymember Al Murasuchi, reacting to the findings of a state audit he and 3 other lawmakers called for after ABC10's investigation into Highlands Community Charter and Technical Schools.
The state audit found that over $180 million was inappropriately funded.
Cases like Highlands are not alone. In 2021, the charter school A3 used Little League rosters, falsely claiming players were students.
Where a Superior Court found that they had defrauded California taxpayers of over $400 million.
That's why Murasuchi proposed Assembly Bill 84.
A lot of people don't understand that charter schools are privately operated with public dollars. And so as long as they're receiving public dollars, we need to hold them accountable.
Assembly Bill 84 aims to strengthen oversight of charter schools in several key ways. It would expand audit requirements, tighten deadlines, and improve how student data is tracked. It also ensures educators are properly credentialed and thoroughly vetted. And perhaps most significantly, it would create a new governor-appointed role, an Education Inspector General, tasked with preventing and detecting fraud statewide.
These are taxpayer dollars, these are public education dollars, and we want to make sure that it's spent for those purposes.
But he's not the only one proposing a bill about charter schools.
There are amazing charter schools.
In the Senate, Senator Angelique Ashby introduced Senate Bill 414.
There are also some that have shown they could have used a little more oversight.
Senate Bill 414 would also raise the bar for auditing standards, requiring auditors to complete specialized training. It also calls for background checks on staff and vendors, more fiscal oversight, and faster investigations when fraud is suspected at a charter school.
And making sure that every dollar that it appropriately lands in the classrooms.
So what sets these two bills apart? Murasuchi's bill relies on input from the Fiscal Crisis Management and Assistance Team,
which is basically good government and nonpartisan entities that made independent recommendations for how to reform and try to avoid this kind of fraudulent activity. Our bill incorporates all of the recommendations. The Senate bill incorporates just some of them.
Ashby's bill relies on findings from audits from the Legislative Analyst's Office, the Comptroller, and the California Charter Authorizer. She also argues her bill would not cost as much, as she's not proposing a new government position.
So our solution is a little bit easier to implement, and 84 has a little bit more expensive solution.
Charter schools were designed to offer flexibility, especially for students who might not fit into traditional public school settings. Now, efforts to increase oversight are facing some pushback, with critics arguing it could undermine the very independence these schools were built on.
We absolutely oppose this bill.
Critics of AB 84 call it a sledgehammer when only a scalpel would do.
We don't want to punish, good actors. We just want to go after the bad actors.
While critics of SB 414 say it does not go far enough.
I don't agree that we don't have strong measures in there.
One big difference is who supports each bill.
414 tries to have a broader scope of engagement with more people, more interested parties.
Like the California Charter Schools Association, which sponsors Senate Bill 414 but opposes Assembly Bill 84. ABC10 reached out to the association for comment. They did not respond. Many charter advocates have followed this motto, pushing against AB 84.
No on AB 84! Fantastic.
While others, including some whistleblowers at Highlands and its oversight agency, Twin Rivers Unified, support AB 84.
I was a whistleblower on fiscal fraud. I strongly support AB 84.
And I strongly support AB 84.
Before the entire Highlands board resigned, they approved $90,000 to hire a lobbyist to, in part, support SB 414 and oppose AB 84. We asked the lawmakers about this.
I think the timing is very suspicious that now that they're hiring lobbyists that are trying to kill my bill, that's trying to strengthen the oversight that I believe we need in order to make sure that we don't have more Highlands. Public dollars should not be used on lobbying, period.
Well, first of all, a lot of people support 414 that have nothing to do with Highlands. 414 is not a Highlands specific bill. Highlands is a charter school. It is in this region. It is a school that has made some egregious mistakes and is a perfect example of why we need a bill like Senate Bill 414.
We also asked Jonathan Raymond, Highlands' new executive director.
If you're turning things around here, why spend public funds to oppose legislation that's aimed at increasing oversight?
Yeah, so Andy, it's about us bringing in expertise and knowledge. We know we have government officials, we have regulators that, we've got to get in front of, and we have to tell our story. And it's not about us opposing or supporting legislation. We're about surviving and telling the Highlands story and why it's so important to keep this school open.
After our interview, Highlands sent a statement saying their lobbyists will focus on partnerships and coalition, and that engaging in legislative issues is not their focus at this time. Charter schools were meant to offer choice, but these bills ask, who's watching the choices being made with public money?